profit. That is an insult to everyone on this board. I resent the chance of no more lies. That is a goddamn lie, that we've been lying about this stuff, and you know it's a lie. We have not been lying about this stuff, it's been very open. So I resent that. There are no surprises here. We've been talking about this for a long time. How many more people at the hospital need to lose their job to keep it public? Those of you who live in the town of Massena, how much more taxes are you willing to pay? Because this year your taxes would have tripled had we had to eat the $3.5 million debt that the hospital had. And here's, I guess, my last point. I've only heard talk about the pension from all sides. I'd like to hear 3 specific reasons supported by evidence of why we should keep this hospital public.
It's not our job, that's
Three of them, that's all. That's all I'm asking for.
I think one of them, you heard everybody here say how good the employees are.
But they're not good at Canton Positive?
All the employees ask is, give it 6 months. All you gotta do to save it is the same thing with public and private. They're saying, give you 6 months, let the legislator work on it to see if they can get it done. They're asking you, our representatives, to give them 6 months. What difference is 6 months going to make? You wanna raise my taxes $12 a thousand for 6 months? Go ahead. And I'm one of them, I'm not gray, I'm white, okay? So I'm one of them retired guys too. And I draw my full pension. And I just don't see it's right to take it away from somebody else, and if we can keep it. And they're asking for 6 months, that's all they're asking you for. And you can't acknowledge that? Come on.
We've already been discussing it.
Come on.
3 years. 3 years.
I don't care for that. 3 years. You heard a different story here tonight from our legislature, you heard it from CS.
Excuse me, but I've been keeping a low profile because I am very both ways. I'm very emotional with this whole thing. When we suggested public benefit, first thing we got was no. We tried it 15 years ago. It was not discussed at all again. So the option to look at 6 months, to look at that again, that should have been the town's ability to do that. And all you have done is said, 15 years ago it didn't work. But you know what? 15 years ago my budget didn't work either. But where are we at now? We want to see quality care for our patients. But you're not going to get that if we keep losing quality people. How many people have we lost because of the fear of losing our pension? And I'm sorry, when it comes down to pension, yes, it is an option because that's what's been said to us from day one. Our pension is the compensation for our loss of wages, that we are not what they're paying in Ogdensburg or Potsdam or Malone. We have stayed with that as our option. We have done that, but we are not even looking at that. You're talking about, yes, going on to something else, but we have also, you've got to increase what we have in order to get quality people.
No doubt about that.
The nation is not getting quality nurses right now and not maintaining quality nurses because they've lost us. People are willing to retire and do with less because they are tired of having to fight healthcare. They are asking more and more and more of healthcare people, and it is a system that totally sucks to be in. But when you've been in it for 35 years and it has been a passion of your life to take care of people, all we ask is that you take care of us. Thank you.
One last anecdote. I had a discussion with a low seniority professional last week at the hospital. A low seniority. He was begging me to approve the private not-for-profit because he was one of the next guys on the chopping block. And I totally understand the people that the 25 to 30 years have interest. But how many people work at the hospital right now with less than 5 years? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you guys aren't even vested if you got less than 5 years. But, huh?
It's 10 years.
Right, so say less than 10 years. But you 3 people, just went through 90% of this last year was cuts in expenses, mostly coming from payroll. You people are pretty much guaranteed to not have a job here pretty soon. At Massena Memorial Hospital.
Wow.
If we don't do something different. Why is it unfair? The data supports that. Okay, tell me it won't. We're losing money this year.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
How can you cut when you don't have enough to begin with?
That's a good point. So,
You know,
so
How you
how
gonna take
can we
care of
continue
people?
cutting our way out of this issue? We can't.
I mean, it's not just all about
Bob
the
came
pension.
to us last month saying he wants to grow this business to save jobs, to build jobs, to have more people working, not less. Okay? There's only certain ways we're gonna be able to build this business. And the status quo
I think everyone,
probably isn't one of them.
everyone in this room understands the status quo is not gonna work. I think we'd all agree with that. I would say the status quo is not gonna work, but what we're saying is, we have an option here that would allow the best of both worlds. Let's explore it. Now, listen,
Maybe.
it'll be a lot
Maybe.
easier, it'll be a lot easier to look these people in the face 6 months from now if they can't get it done.
Right.
We said that, Lauren.
I understand, I
Respectfully.
understand
I
that.
said that 9 months ago.
I
Those
understand.
exact words.
I understand.
But if this new CEO comes back to us and says, and the new board comes back to us and says, we need to do this, we're not gonna be able to wait.
What
Okay.
everybody's trying to say is, you got a support of the legislator down, trying to do something. The CSEA is gonna come in and try to do something. They're asking for 6 months to do what maybe we should have done a year ago. That's all they're asking.
Okay, we've had a lot of discussion, I'm gonna cut it off here, I'm gonna call for a vote. Do we need to do this by roll call or not? I know, I'm saying we don't have to, we don't need to. Okay,
This clearly says, this is to start the process, nothing finalized in the transfer agreement,
that's
correct?
exactly what the resolution
Thank you.
says, there is not a final transfer of anything. This
So the
says
senator, so the assemblywoman has time to work.
everybody has time to work.
No. Does it? 6 months? Does it say 6 months?
No, it doesn't say 6 months.
Thank you.
It doesn't say 6 months, does it?
No, everybody has time to work. The hospital's gonna start their work right away with the CON going in. So, but,
Is there gonna be any work with me, or is that not gonna be addressed in the resolution? It'll just be work with the hospital to become a not-for-profit and not work with me
That's right,
on
that's
the
what it
alternative
means.
options. It's not included in there, so I'm going to assume that that's not how the board is gonna proceed to work with me and to explore that. So I just wanna make sure that I'm clear that this resolution will not be asking me to proceed forward
That's right.
with drafting legislation for a public benefit corporation.
are we opposed to that?
It's
I'm
not in
opposed to
there.
what, her working.
Right,
Joe, there's nothing about the resolution
That's
that
right.
would prohibit
stop anything else.
That's right, it's not in there.
that process going forward.
That's kind of my
Bless you.
thought.
I have a question about, now that this is brought up, certificate of need. If I can find that.
At some point, we need to move on, guys, so,
Well, that's a big decision, Joe.
it's a huge decision, I agree completely.
Mr.
We're talking about number 3.
Mr. Gray?
I'm not gonna add any comments, sorry. No, we're done. We're done with comments, sorry.
I'm not gonna make a comment here, I wanted to ask your indulgence. My concern here, as I said, how can we now all work together toward a public benefit corporation if one side is working in a different direction? I mean, I'm sorry, but my idea of everybody coming together and prevailing and under common heads and having truthful discussions and honest and open discussions and doing what it is we need to do is we have to do it together. We can't do that together if the move is to move forward from one end toward a not-for-profit.
We have a motion and a second,
Then
and
we're
we
not
need to
gonna
vote
have
on
any
it.
input from a critical portion of the, it doesn't make any sense. Then it needs to go to the town for a vote. If that's where they're headed.
The motion has 2 amendments, 3 amendments. One is to add an S to the third from last resolve. One is to add 2 board members to 2, town board members at 2. We're gonna keep that the way it is, and we're gonna add the full-time equivalents after the 345 in the last resolve. So this resolution with those three amendments is what we're gonna vote on.
I have a question about the certificate of need and the, as soon as practical. What's the determination on that? When is that gonna be? If we file that certificate of need, once you're locked into that, how, can that be reversed, or is it, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, what's, how does that
The
work?
certificate of need requires filing of an application. The rules are very specific. We have not identified under which provision of the certificate of need criteria we would have to file. We would go down and meet with the Department of Health staff to talk about their view, given their experience with Clifton Fine Hospital, which is the last hospital that did this, as to which provision of the certificate of need statute we file under. And then we would proceed to file. Depending on which level, which portion of the statute you file under, there are public comment periods, notice periods, and those kinds of things that are available to, all the way up to and including the State Health Planning Council. So that is a public process.
How soon will you start that?
We will be call, if this resolution passes tonight, we would call the Department of Health tomorrow to schedule an appointment to go down to talk to them about what section of the CON statute we would file under.
That
What's
answer your
the
question?
normal lead time on approval of a CON?
They really vary. I will tell you that there was a local CON submitted that could have been approved in 30 days. That has been stopped for different reasons. So, but the typical CON takes 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
For 4 to 6 months, and my understanding is a public benefit corporation doesn't require a CON, is that correct?
The change in ownership requires a CON.
That's not the language I heard, but,
Well,
okay.
That's in the statute.
Okay. All right. You have the resolution, you've got the changes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
No.
Abstentions, no, there's apparently none. Motion passes. I want to take a 5-minute adjournment. Somebody open a window, will you? It's hotter than hell in here.
December 15th, 16th, you were saying that? Don't complain. 2 hours. Go up on the back.
What was the vote?
I'm standing between multiple people about what exactly the agreement is.
We're passing it.